Hello real world spectators, my name is Rain and welcome to another video log of my life on the Isekai realm. This is video log number 20 and quite a significant amount of time has passed by since I last recorded a video log, so I have a lot to catch you up on. Behind me, we have the aftermath of the field experiment that we tried to carry out following instructions carefully, but we had a bit of nuisances that came by to ruin it for us. And we also had a world law change occur during the 2 weeks that passed by. And I got a decent amount of building done during that period of time, so I'll be showing that to you in this video log. But first, there's something I want to do. I've been holding on to it for quite some time now. All of this right here, all of these diamond ores, I think I'm going to be richer than I already am. Found these in LPT5's ravine base over there. And well, what I want to do right now is to set these blocks out somewhere in an open space. Let's see over here. All right, we can just place them down here and make a wall out of them. So let's just place them down quickly here. It's kind of funny because before I found these in LPT5's ravine base, I was thinking about going strip mining for a spell just to relax, but I don't have to do that anymore because look at this wall. Let me take out my Fortune 3 pickaxe and see how many diamonds I can get out of 64 blocks of diamond ore. So let's make a little wager here. In the comments below, tell me how many diamonds you think I can get out of 64 blocks of diamond ore mined with a... Hi! Okay, mined with a Fortune 3 pickaxe. So let's go ahead and do that. I think we would have at least... 3 stacks? No, is that too much? Let's say 3 stacks then. How much do you think we will have? Pause the video and then comment below telling me how much you think I will get out of these diamond ores. I wonder what I'm even going to do with all of these diamonds. I already have a bookstore that makes a lot of diamonds, and I also sell some stuff inside of the merchant airship. So maybe I should build a beacon out of it. Like a full diamond beacon, diamond powered beacon. Let's see how many stacks we have. It's not 3, it's 2. Oh, okay, we have a stack here. So it's 2 stacks and 11 diamonds, which is good. I mean, it's better than getting 1 diamond per block. So it's double that amount. It's definitely double. The fortune pickaxe really helps with maximizing your luck when it comes to mining for stuff that have drops. Anyway, let me just get my wallet and chuck these in here to keep them safe. We don't want to lose them. There we go. And now there's something else that I want to show you guys. Let me just get my equipment box here. Put this back in here. And since we just mined diamonds, might as well we get this out of the way. It's a bit of flaunting, to be honest. So what we have to do is fly over to the castle. And there's a special room all the way at the top that I have dedicated for saving my treasure. So let's go store up these diamonds that we just got. Alright, right at the very top, like the attic. Oop. What just happened? Anyway, right in here, you can already see the blocks. Let me just remove these panels from here, these glass panes. And this is where I store all my diamonds. So I put them in diamond block form and then I just store them here. So that's the amount that I have on me so far. It might not look like a lot, but trust me, it's a lot when you break them down into single diamonds. So let's just get a crafting table here. Let me get the diamonds that we just mined out. And what we're going to do is essentially turning them all into diamond blocks. See, we have some leftovers there. We got 17 blocks, so let's just place them a little bit randomly around here so that it looks a bit natural instead of everything in one giant cube, which wouldn't look very attractive at all. It looks well spaced out by doing it this way. One right here. Okay, there we go. So 17 more blocks to add to the pile. I have no idea how many I have there right now, but eventually I get to counting exactly how many diamonds I have. Alright, so there's another thing I want to show you guys, and that's, well, I have to go into the Plains village because what I need to show you is in the end dimension. For those who don't know, the end stronghold is below my Plains village. So remember last time we read a book from LPT5 saying that He found a way to mine bedrock, and he hid a book somewhere on the main island here with instructions on how to do so. So what I did during the 2-week break from recording is I came over here and searched this entire island in many places, even inside of the pillars, the obsidian pillars. And as you can see, I set up a beacon to get the job done faster with haste 2. This is the area here that I set up this, follow the instructions, because I did find the book below this portal. Let me show you where it was. Right there in that chest right there, that's where it was hidden. So inside here we have the book called Mining Bedrock by LPT5, and this book basically gave instructions on how to do so. And something very interesting he wrote on page 2 is that there is a possibility that a world law change could cause these methods not to be usable anymore, that it won't work, which is very relevant at this point because the methods aren't working right now, though it did work earlier on. So I managed to mine out some bedrock using these methods. Let me explain to you how this contraption works. We had to employ the use of some of these snow golems here because they produce snow, and snow is the entire thing that helped me make this happen. Let me just nudge this guy forward a bit. Alright, so let me turn this machine on. So what's happening here is that the snow layers are being pushed down onto that button. The snow layer is created by the snow golem at the top, and the observer is noticing this happening here and pushing it on the button right there, which it gathers up. All of it got, well, it was supposed to, but now the snow is breaking into snowballs now because, well, the most recent world law change made it not possible to do anymore, which is fine because bedrock shouldn't have been mineable in the first place. Fortunately, I got to use it before the world law change took effect, right? So let me turn this off. So snow would have gathered down there, and I press this button. Then all the layers of snow would have pushed upward and completely removed the bedrock and the end stone below. And then while it regenerated, because this portal keeps regenerating, as you can see torches flying off, and as you can see, I've been using end crystals to close off the portal. But as it keeps regenerating, these blocks here also regenerate. So before the bedrock regenerated, I had to keep mining here fast. That's why I have a haste 2 beacon up right there, so that I mine fast as possible and try to catch it before it regenerates. And if the timing is right, I get to mine bedrock, and so I then store them in my ender chest. Well, it didn't work all the time. It really was a tedious process, and it took many long hours. In fact, it took days, but I managed to get some bedrock. And now this contraption here is very useless because of the world law change, so the only thing left to do is to destroy it. So before I do so though, I'll just remove some of these, the very useful things that I can get out of this, because I don't want it to be destroyed. Like this piston can be reusable, this observer, let's see what else. I guess I'll leave those guys there. This is definitely useful. Let me get this piston down here, and then finally this one piston here. Alright, what? Okay, there it is. Alright then. Okay, well, it was fun while it lasted, and as with most of LPT5 contraptions, they actually do work, and fortunately I got the timing right, and now it's time to destroy it. So from a safe distance, I'll be shooting it with an arrow. I think I need to go a little bit further just in case. Alright, go. The blast radius was, the blast was not as big as I thought it would be, but the portal should be open now, right? Oh look, one of the snow golems survived miraculously. He must be the one that was a little bit below the portal, but the explosion, yeah, managed to open the portal again. Everything seems to be working fine. I was a bit worried that the portal would never open again, which would be a big problem for everyone on the realm actually. Okay, so the next thing is to remove this beacon from here. So I'm going to be getting all my blocks back, including this beacon. These are a lot of iron blocks. There we go. Alright, let me just put these in my inner chest quickly. It's 2 stacks and 36 blocks and 1 beacon. Perfect. That's correct. I'll also put the mining bedrock book in here for safekeeping. Okay, so we need to clear up this place a bit. It looks very damaged and destroyed, and honestly I don't like the place looking ugly, so I'll be filling in the place with these blocks here. It won't stay exactly like it was because I don't remember what it looked like, but as long as we cover everything up, it should look nice and simple just like that. So yeah, there we go. Now on to the next thing. Let's jump in this portal and let me show you the bedrock that I actually mined. Alright, so like I said, I did take some days attempting to mine as much bedrock as possible while I could have, right? So let me just store these end stones right in here because I might use it later on. In this barrel here where I store very valuable items is where I have put the bedrock. So let's take a look. 5 full stacks of bedrock. See? Bedrock. I'm not lying. I managed to get it. And I'm not sure what I'm going to be using it for or if I'm going to be using it at all. Look at it. Definitely bedrock. And there was a little warning inside of the book by LPT5. He said that I should be careful where I place it because I won't be able to remove it from there ever again if I do place these bedrock blocks at all. We also have all these gold ores that I found in LPT5's base. I'll eventually smelt them down. Oh, and also wither skeleton skulls. During the 2 weeks that I wasn't recording, I got a lot of these. Remember, I got 3 of them from LPT5's base. But then I went into the nether to get all of these. I was in there for hours. Actually, it was also days, but it's great that I managed to get all of these so we can summon the withers and then we can, you know, get the nether stars so that we can make some beacons. So let me just put this back. And you know, maybe I can use the bedrock that I got in order to make some sort of wither killer, just as Luro showed us how to kill the wither in the end dimension using the end gateway portal. But that's only assuming that the convenient wither killer still works with the recent world law change. Also, look, I have a little pet here. He came out of an ender pearl. That's an endermite. He loves to hug me. That's what he's doing right now. His name is Spags and he's my friend. Alright, let me get the mining bedrock book by LPT5 so that I can take over to the research area. And let's take a look at other changes that have occurred on the world in the 2 weeks that have passed. Let's start in the research area. Alright, so let me land up here for a bit. And as you can see, this is the capsule that I built in order to try to bring Zombie Steve back to life. And there's a zombie in there because I went back down there to try to get another deviant zombie in order to put in here. I also put the dispenser up there with the trident. And even though LPT5's book clearly stated that it won't work, I tried and yeah, it didn't work. It didn't work at all. I only had 1 chance and my experiment failed, so that's that, I guess. Anyway, I did make a few changes to the buildings around here. And before I get into what the differences actually are, let's see what it looked like before. If you look carefully, it uses a lot of the same blocks that a regular taiga village would use with all the spruce logs and the cobblestone and mossy cobblestone. The difference is though that I tried to design different buildings from the ones that spawn naturally. Alright, well, let's check out these differences that are not very apparent, but as you can see here, we have stripped dark oak logs, and I also replaced the roof with a bit of the logs as well. And over here, since this building is smaller, it's more noticeable. You can see I used the 6-sided dark oak wood, which I think works perfectly for little overhangs on roofs, just like that. Yes, that's basically all I changed from this. I plan to develop this area a little more with more farms and research and development stuff like that. And well, I wanted this area to look different than a normal taiga village. So since dark oak wood is my all-time favorite wood, that's what I went for. Anyway, let's go inside of this building here. And I'll show you this side of the map here because I don't want to load in that side. Right here we have the entire area that was altered and changed. And ooh, my bad, that was affected by the lightning strike. This video log is all about changes that occurred here on the realm. In here we have the books that were written that I found by LPT5 in the ravine base. We have some books missing. Let me just put this mining bedrock one in here. And over here we have books that were written by I have absolutely no idea who. Like for example, this one that was found from the pillagers. I am not sure who wrote these. It's not signed, so I'm just leaving the unknown ones in there. Before we leave this area, let's go into the skeleton farm quick. And I want to show you something that I've been working on that sort of still works. It worked better before the world law change, but right here I made some changes to this skeleton grinder. As you can see, we have an on and off switch here and some redstone hidden at the back. And we have pistons here, so let me just turn this on to show you. So basically, I have made a machine that could automatically kill these mobs in here and collect all the drops using the hoppers below. This was working quite fine before. It still works, but it doesn't work as efficiently as before. So let me turn this off, and we have 2 tridents on the platform where the pistons push back and forth and kills the skeletons. We also have, well, okay, we have this here. It's a tunnel that leads, it's a pit that leads down to the lava. And what I use this for is, let's say I have trash inside of this chest, you know, like bows and leather armor and stuff like that. Let's assume these arrows are trash. Actually, from inside of the chest, from inside of the interface like that, I can just throw all the garbage items out like that, and then I just press that button, and to get rid of them, they fall into lava. And I feel like it's very simple, but it's a very useful way of getting rid of the garbage items that cause clutter in the storage. Anyway, let's head over to the castle. There's something there that I built recently that hasn't been shown on camera yet. My castle still has a long way to go when it comes to the finer details. There are a lot of stuff that I need to get done yet. Let me just land on this tree right here. And if you look over here, you can see that there's a bridge there that wasn't there previously. I built it like a week ago off camera. And I think it came out quite well. It's officially a connection between the castle and the mainland, so we can move from here all the way out there without having to cross the moat, which separates and keeps this place safe. So the only way hostile mobs can come into my castle is through this bridge, which I will secure even more later on. So when it came to this bridge, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, but this is the design I ended up coming up with. So this entire area will be filled with water, and that's why we need the bridge there. I think the water would be like 3 or 2 blocks high, I think, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. For some reason, I keep having mobs spawn in here. I thought I lit this place properly. I'm not sure, but I'll have to come back and deal with that another time. Anyway, remember all of these areas that we built in previous video logs. The only thing that has changed is that I built a staircase leading up to each of the other floors. I'm still not sure what I'm going to build in here, but let's go up to this level here, and this very open, spacious area I have plans for. It's very huge. It's quite open, as you can see, and I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this here or remove it from there. It's the main pillar that holds up the structure here, but I want to do a giant meeting table right at the center here so that I can use in the future. Now if we move, there's also a top area. Let's go up these little stairs here, and once you reach at the top, we have an area like a balcony like thing for spectators in case for when there's an event going on down there. And over here we can see a view of the outside. I think I did well with this design. There's a lot of ideas for things that I want to add in here, but I'm definitely open to suggestions. So that's it for the changes to the castle. Now we can move on to another one. Oh, there's one more thing. I can't believe I completely forgot. With the new world law change that occurred, we have these little cute, these adorable guys here. We have foxes now. Look at him sitting down. He's so adorable. They do spook very easily, so you have to sneak a bit and then throw some food. Then he picks it up just like that. And whenever he gets hungry, he will eat it. And there's another one. Let me just sneak towards. Oh, I just love playing with these little guys. They're so cute. I definitely see myself getting some to keep as pets. Alright, enough playing with foxes. Let's move on to the other thing. Since it's night, there's one more thing. I never land properly, I swear. There's one more thing I want to do, and I do have some redstone torches here. Just because my entire build is based on Japanese architecture a bit. So we have these lanterns here, so I want to do the first on-camera lighting of these lanterns just like that. So it's going to be somewhat like a little opening ceremony for my bridge. This does feel somewhat like a little ceremony going on here. I really like it. I really wanted to do it the first time on camera with you guys. And there we go, the bridge is well lit, and we have these lanterns here that I think go quite well with the rest of the build. Tell me in the comment section below what you think of this, and if I should add more of these lanterns throughout the castle. Alright, well, the next place we're going is inside of the nether. Let me see if I can... Yes, it's the good landing. I didn't hurt myself. So let's go inside of this nether portal, and there are major changes that have been done inside of the nether. Alright, let's take a quick little look around. As you can see, there definitely are some very significant changes. It's much more spacious. We have bigger portals as well. But before we get into all the details, let's first take a look at what it looked like before this change. If you remember, before the portal was all the way down there, the place was very messy. We didn't have much space. This was the widest the tunnels actually went before, and then we have this narrow area leading to the spawn island portals. But now all of that has changed because we have much more space. It's not very claustrophobic anymore, and there are many things that have been changed. This is the portal leading to my outpost, and as you can see, I use these glazed terracotta with arrows pointing to the direction that you want to enter the portal. That way when you exit it, you're facing the right direction. The same thing applies to this one here. This one leads into the western end stronghold that's below my plains village. I think it came out really well. It was a good idea using those glazed terracotta. We have this right here. We have a line that I designed in order to have methods, different methods of traveling in the nether. And what's special about this is the railroad, the glass, and the ice, which means that no mobs can spawn in this area, which is perfect because we don't want any ghasts nor pigment to spawn in this area and block the area off or destroy anything at all. But anyway, let's take a look. Let me just fly to the other end of this pathway. Oh, I really suck at flying. All right. So this is where we have the two portals from Spawn Island. It's much more open now. This is the portal for the Kame Beach House. That's the beach house on the Spawn Island, and this is the direction you want to face when you're going in. And this is the one for the merchant airship that was built by Pink Slip. This is the direction you want to face when going in as well. So yeah, as you can see here, we have Akatsuki Sen. That's a red moon line. This entire line leading west is actually red. Then we have this blue one here that leads north. This is Aoboshi Sen. So each one of these rail lines lead to a cardinal direction. I also want to do one for this one and also this one, which will have their own color coded lines as well, which I think could be very useful and organized. So let's give this line a try. The railroad here. Press this button, then a minecart gets dispensed. Ride it all the way. It will lead you all the way, so you don't have to be eating food because you're running or anything like that, nor using any rockets at all when traveling on one of these lines, which is very useful and convenient. Also, as we're nearing the end here, we have an activator rail right here that removes you from the cart. Then the cart goes down and gets broken by that cactus and drops into one of these hoppers here. So under these carpets here, we actually have a line of hoppers leading all the way to this dispenser here. So the mine carts are recycled. So if I press this button, we have a mine cart, the same one that we just got, probably that goes in there, right? So let me just show you. All right, we have more mine carts in here, but basically the mine carts get recycled and can be used over in this one line here. Anyway, so let's try another method, which is the ice road, the ice lane. So I got a boat here, and this one is much faster, but it's for people who actually have boats on them. So let's go ahead. See, this method is much faster if you can control it properly, that is. So we have those methods, and because the tunnel is actually high, we can fly through it easily. We can use the boat and we can use the railroad as methods of traveling each of these lines that lead in cardinal directions. So yeah, that's basically what I have done so far, and I want to continue working on it until I have something that I'm satisfied with. But before we move on from here, let's see what this place actually looked like before it is how it is now. As you can see, the ceiling was very low. The tunnels to each of the cardinal directions were only 1 block wide and 2 blocks tall. So yeah, that's definitely a huge improvement over what we had before, and there's so much more yet to get done. But let's head into the merchant airship and see some minor changes that have been made inside of the vending areas. Alright, so now we're here in the merchant airship. Let's take a quick look around. As there's not much that has changed at all, to be honest. One of the major changes is I added 2 more stalls on each side so that we have more space for people to sell stuff. And also I removed the signs that were below these saying what it was actually selling, and instead I put at the top these right here. We have these item frames with the items in it that are actually labeled just like this. As you can see, It's much more convenient this way in my opinion, instead of seeing it inside of the chest, and it's a little bit futuristic, which is actually quite fitting for Pink Slip's merchant airship build. And look, we also have our official symbol for representing our currency, which is diamonds, just like how in the real world we have the $sign and the symbol for pounds or yen. Alright, so in each of these chests, we actually have a little label at the top in light gray, as you can see here, sold by Rain OTFH. This one sold by Raskatron. And we also have this one sold by Blackslate, which is one of the new members on the realm. He's one of the people that I saved that was trapped in LPT5's base. Anyway, let's move on to another change on this island. And I think it's the most significant change apart from the nether. This one in the overworld. And this one completely trumps the one in the merchant airship. No, it's not in the beach house. It's not anywhere around here. It's directly in front of me. It's right there in the post office. And I'm really proud of this one because I worked hard on it during the short break of not recording. And this is what it looks like. And just like before, I'll show you what it looked like before all of these renovations were made. To be very honest, there was not much to look at in here at all. It was very gray with only a crafting table and an ender chest. It was very lacking in detail, and it also felt a little bit too closed in. And of course, we had everyone's post box, personal post box. And that was it. That's all it had, which is why I'm completely satisfied by all the new improvements that I have made to this place. So let's look around a bit and see what we have. First of all, we have 2 levels of post box now. That's because I opened up this entire area to make it more neat, and we have paintings on each end. We also have seating arrangements here with flower with a plant over there. Let me just sit here. Yeah. I really enjoy little details like this inside of a build. It makes it look much more interesting, don't you think? Alright, so we also have this message writing station here. This anvil is where you write on, so you can get one of these note papers here, just like a post office would actually work. Let's put this paper in here and let's rename it with a message. Welcome to the realm. For example, if you wanted to leave a message in the post box of one of the other members of the realm, you can just write it on a piece of paper and do so. So these are the members that have been here from the very beginning, including myself. We have a workstation here, and also we have a map of the island. And these are Pink Slip was already here, Giant Slayer was already here. Reddits as well. Okay, Blackslate is one of the newer members of the realm. He's one of the people that I broke free from one of the suppression chambers that were in the experimentation and research sector of LPT5's base in the ravine base. And I believe he's doing quite well because earlier in the merchant airship, we saw that he's actually selling some goods in there as well. Good for him. He's the guy with the red shirt on. And also we do have Prothranox. Fun fact, he isn't the other person that I broke out of the suppression chambers. No, that's not him at all. Prath looks different. He's someone completely different actually. I have met him before, so I know for sure. The other guy with the other guy that I released, I have no idea where he is. I haven't seen him throughout this entire time. So, well, I just decided that if he comes around, I'll leave this box free here so that he can use. And then for now, since Prath is the newest member on the realm, I decided to leave him a little welcoming note here. Maybe I should leave a little gift here as well. So let me get my ender chest and my tool. Maybe I can find something in my toolbox that can be very useful because he is staying out in the desert all alone. And then maybe he needs something that can help him ward off some of the hostile mobs, or maybe something even useful to use for farming as well. So this Fire Aspect 2 sword can be very useful. So I renamed it to the Blazing Sword because it will be very useful for him. It can, when you kill a farmable animal with it, it will have the cooked meat immediately. So it will be very useful for defending himself and also for farming. So let's just chuck this inside of his chest and hopefully he comes around and he can get it. As for Blackslate, though he is residing with Pink Slip, they are currently base mates, so they're sharing the same domain in the jungle. So he's getting all the help he can get from Pink Slip at the very moment. So I don't really feel like I need to leave anything for him. He already has a little shop style inside of the merchant airship. So what do you think about my place right here? I feel like this is one of my favorite renovations that I've done so far. Alright, so before I end off this video log, let's take a quick visit to LPT5's base one more time, where I found a great example of how the recent world law change affected some of his contraptions. The entrance is right over here. This is the entrance. I still need to build a proper entrance for this place. It's a bit of a shame that this entire place is just right here, hidden below the surface. So let's go to the farming sector quickly. The thing that I want to show you is in relation to this cane farm here, which we didn't really understand how it worked before. And what I'll do right now is turn it on a bit and show you what has changed because of the world law change that recently took effect, right? So let's go down here a bit and turn the machine on, and we'll see what has changed. Flick that lever. Alright, let's see what's going on here. See, all the cane has been removed, and that never used to happen before. So this machine is essentially useless. All we have in the chest are the 6 cane stocks that we had in the machine in the first place. So I guess this is useless now, but for now we still do have all of these shulker boxes filled with sugarcane inside that we can use, so at least that. The final thing I want to talk about is in the experimentation sector, just to give you a little update of these suppression chambers that we found in the previous video log. And what I learned is that these things are very dangerous. Once inside, no one can come out because you aren't able to mine once you're inside of this block configuration here. So let me just remove these from here. And so once I'm in here, let's say let's close this off. I can't place the final glass pane here because once I do so, I won't be able to mine or come out any at all. What's more is that I won't be able to die as well, so I'd be essentially trapped in here forever, and we certainly don't want that to happen to any of us, right? This entire contraption here is a stroke of genius. It's very I don't know how LPT5 came up with it, but it's very interesting. But I guess it needs to be used for things other than trapping people inside, because that's not great. And over here, I didn't know what happened here before, but I spoke to Rosketron recently, and he told me that he ended up in here after he was killed off by the pillagers, which is very interesting because he was supposed to respawn at his bed. You can see for yourself on his video. So what he said, there was an explosion up here which opened up the entire ceiling, and that gave him leeway in order to this is exactly what happened. He got trapped in the cobweb, and he said there were spiders here, and he got killed by those spiders. And then well, he ended up respawning at his bed at that point because I guess this capsule was already broken by then and it stopped working. So I guess that explains why this capsule was broken in the first place when we got here. Another thing that I found very interesting that Rosketron told me while he was in here is that when he spawned in here, he only saw one person, and it was in that capsule. It's black slate, and that capsule over there was empty. It was empty, but when I came in here, it wasn't empty. There was that other guy that we still haven't seen yet that's in here. I don't know where he is right now. No one has seen him ever since I let him out. I mean, I'm the only one who knows of his existence, which is strange. I hope he comes around at some point. It's entirely possible that between the time that Rosketron spawned inside of the suppression chamber and the time it took for me to find this sector, someone captured that guy and put him inside of the suppression chamber too. So someone might be doing something in the background that I have no idea about, and eventually I'll have to try to get at the bottom of what's going on here. But for now, that's all the time I have for this video log here. I'll see you guys in the next one. Time to get out of here.